Welcome back. We're opening with those pictures on our screen of a 4-story apartment building in Kathmandu that is believed to have come down now in this earthquake. There could be people trapped under the rubble. Some residents, rescue work is on at that location. As we were saying a short while ago, senior commentator in Nepal, Kanakmani Dixit, has clarified to us that while several international rescue teams have already left, relief agencies, many international ones, are on the ground. They're helping with the relief work right now, rescue work in this earthquake as well. 50,000 Nepali army soldiers available on the ground for rescue work, as well as police and paramilitary. They are all out. The two areas where there is believed to be extensive damage, once again, Sindhupal Chowk and Dolakha, both areas that saw a significant amount of damage on the 25th of April. According to reports, the central district officers of Sindhupal Chowk had choppers at their disposal already because relief work is ongoing in those areas. They are out on aerial surveys. 12 people are believed to be injured in landslides over there. 4 deaths so far in Nepal that are being reported. But as Kanakmani Dixit pointed out, the people of Nepal this time around ran out very quickly out of their buildings. So they are hoping that there's going to be much less a loss of life, certainly, in today's successive quakes. 4 earthquakes between 12:35 in the afternoon and 1:44 in the afternoon, with varying intensity from 7.3 to 4.8, all in these areas, and the aftershocks also continuing. There's 1 death that's been reported in Bihar. There are building damages in Uttar Pradesh that we are reporting. And of course, as we are saying, that the airport in Kathmandu remains closed. Flights have been diverted to Lucknow for now, and there's no clarity yet on when these operations will resume. Meanwhile, in India, the Prime Minister holding a high-level meeting to discuss what possible assistance is required at this point in time. My colleague Pallav Bagla now joining us for more on the phone line. Pallav, as we are saying, we're also getting reports of 1 death in Bihar, 4 in Uttar Pradesh, a possible building collapse in Kathmandu with people trapped under the rubble. But Kanakmani Dixit telling us a short while ago that Nepal today, at this point in time, given what it's lived through in the last 3 weeks, cannot possibly be better prepared for an earthquake than it is today.
That is true. Nepal, there is a heightened state of alert after the April 25th earthquake, and people are in a state where they can respond to an earthquake very quickly, and wherever buildings have suffered damage, I'm sure people are still living in open areas. So this was a quake which happened in the afternoon. If the same quake would have occurred in the wee hours of the morning when people are indoors and sleeping, it causes a lot more damage and destruction and death. So an earthquake in the afternoon, like what has happened, a 7.3 magnitude earthquake followed by several aftershocks, has caused a bit of panic in Nepal and caused some kind of concern even in northern areas of India, where people felt the quake in a fairly intense way all across northern India, and the 12:35 p.m. earthquake was felt as far away as Chennai. So people in Nepal who are in heightened state of alert would have reacted fairly quickly and escaped into an open area so that they were not injured or caught in a big building collapse. Most of the vulnerable buildings would have taken the toll in the April 25th earthquake itself and had collapsed. So people would not be staying in those. That is why you see the reports of as much damage are not there today.
Right, Pallav, we've been saying that the tremors from this earthquake were felt as far south as Chennai. In fact, what causes an earthquake that's so far up north for the tremors to be felt that far south?
It's essentially a release of energy from a fault zone where the earth is grinding together. So in the northern region, where the Indian plate is going under the Asian plate, there is a constant tension which is being built up in the region, and that causes a lot of friction to be built up below the earth. It is like essentially like a rubber band being stretched and stretched to a point where it snaps. Once it snapped on April 25th, when the large 7.9 magnitude earthquake occurred, and then the earth is still settling down. And this series of aftershocks which have been felt today are part of the same region where the earth is still settling down. The earthquakes occur in flushes, and this is one of those times when many earthquakes are occurring together in the same region. And this is on expected lines. It is not on unexpected lines. Unfortunately, science today cannot predict or forecast earthquakes, except for saying that when a large magnitude earthquake happens, there would be aftershocks. But to say when and where and at what time and what magnitude an aftershock would come is still a science cannot predict that.
So, Pallav, in fact, that was going to be my next question, because if the only thing they can predict are the fact that there will be aftershocks, can they at least tell us how long those aftershocks might last? Is there a time frame that they're looking at that allows the Earth's activity to settle, so to speak?
Unfortunately, there is no time frame which scientists can give till when the Earth will settle down and a quiescent period would occur. Many earthquakes have left aftershocks happening for several weeks, months, and some of them till for several years. And one doesn't know which fault will settle down well. And this particular earthquake in Nepal is only a few weeks old. So the earth is still settling down, and the earthquakes are occurring in the same region. And it is well known that aftershocks of lower magnitude than the big one which happened on April 25th would occur continuously, and that is what is one seen.
Right. Pallav, also, you know, when we're talking about earthquakes and you're saying that this area, this belt is extremely seismic. In fact, just today there have been reports of quakes felt in Afghanistan and China as well.
Yes, this entire region is highly earthquake prone, and it is well known that very large magnitude earthquakes can occur all the way from Afghanistan to Arunachal Pradesh, essentially because the Indian plate, which is going under the Asian plate, is a tectonic phenomenon which has been going on for several millions of years. And this will go on for several millions of years. And essentially, that is the process through which Himalayas have risen, and they are continuously rising. So this is a tectonic phenomenon, or below the earth, these two plates are colliding, and there is nothing you can do except for making structures which are safe and which can withstand high magnitude earthquakes. Unfortunately, we don't seem to learn lessons, and we continue to build structures which are very vulnerable.
Right, Pallav, thanks very much for joining us with all those comments. I mean, of course, the idea is, as you said earlier, you can't predict and you can't prevent an earthquake. What you can do is minimize the damage primarily by safe construction, and therefore people who are out in open fields and open areas are much less likely to see significant damage than those in urban congested areas when a quake does strike. We are hoping for the best from Nepal. As we said, for now, we have reports of 4 people who have died, 12 who have been injured in landslides, damage in Sindhupal Chowk and Dolakha, and information still, of course, coming in. The airport remains closed.